Live from the great state of Texas, welcome to the Texas HomeSchool Convention Show. We're about to go live from the Fort Worth Convention Center in Fort Worth, Texas. This year's Texas HomeSchool Convention is underway right now in Fort Worth, Texas. Get ready for a candid behind-the-scenes interview with our very special guest. The show is live, so please comment during the show.
Texas HomeSchool Convention is more than a podcast show. We're a vibrant community, a gathering of people supporting one another in the incredible journey of raising the next generation of world changers.
Now, grab a seat, get comfortable, and join families throughout the United States and around the world as we dive into today's conversation. Live from Texas is the Texas HomeSchool Convention Show.
Hello and welcome back, everybody, to the Texas HomeSchool Convention Show live. Thank you. We are excited to be here, guys. It is so hard to believe that it's already Saturday afternoon.
The afternoon,
and we are
almost over.
Mind-blowing. It's been the longest and quickest 3 days as the event planner.
More for you than me.
Yes.
I had a nap.
Yeah, good. Yeah. That's good. I told everybody my nap is Monday. Don't email me. Don't do
Those
anything.
are the best days.
Yes, but Kathy Eggers is with me with the homegrown preschooler.
Yes.
I'm excited I have a 2-year-old at home, and so I am all about your world right now.
Oh, yeah. And I'm all about your world. That's like my favorite age. Oh my goodness.
So fun. So set the stage for those who are tuning in who maybe have never heard about you.
Yeah.
Who are you? What are you about?
Listen, if you were to describe me in 2 words, me personally, it'd be hot mess. If you were to describe what I'm passionate about, it is play. I am all about how play builds the brain, how play builds the relationship, how it really is the foundation for everything else we're going to do for the rest of really our lives as parents. I mean, it not only helps us stage academically, but emotionally it helps us connect with our kids. And that connection is this thing that really surpasses any education we offer.
That's amazing. Yeah. So were you always this passionate about play, or was it through trial and error in your own life? Like, where did this passion come from?
You know what? This is a funny story. I've always been passionate about children. There is something about me, like, in fact, in the middle of this we're doing, if a kid walks by, I'm going to probably leave you and go talk to them because there's something about them that draws me in. And maybe that's where my academic level, my intelligence ends. I don't know, but I'm so excited about childhood. Kids get one chance at childhood. I want parents to understand most things are not a big deal. We make it all too big. I try to encourage lighthearted parenting. I try to encourage to be engaged as a parent. And that really has happened. I don't know. It's really been all my life. I'm a child development specialist. It's what I went to college for. I used to manage preschools. I used to teach preschool. So it's really been all I've known is, the children. That's why I do it. That's why I encourage the parents, is really because of my love for kids. Yeah, sure.
And I think that's so cool at a homeschool convention where we tend to focus on that elementary age. And I mean, you see it a ton. And so when they hired me as the event planner, I'm like, well, I've got the 2-year-old at home. Where is my representation?
Well, funny you say that. That's how I started in this. So as a child development specialist, I wrote books before this. I wrote books in the early childhood world. I would travel to conventions and I would speak to teachers. And then as a homeschool mom, I thought, why is no one teaching homeschool parents all this stuff that I'm going over here to teach teachers? We got to do that. So that's how the book, The Homegrown Preschooler, started. We wrote it kind of thinking it would be a one and done, but just to educate parents on developmentally appropriate practices. And then we took it out to conventions and parents said, we need a curriculum. We need to know what this means. How do we put it into practice? And that's why we talk about it. It's again, the foundation for everything else you're going to do.
I think that's so good. And I love to hear your passion because you love the 1 to 5-year-olds, even when we were talking way before this.
Love.
What are some things that you love about it? Because the parents who are, it seems like more people say just survive, get through it. But yet you're sitting here saying there is so much opportunity.
Yeah. My youngest just turned 18. Okay. I will say that. Mom of 10. 6 grandbabies. My oldest I have twins that are 7, 5, 2, twins that are 5 months. So I'm in it still, but in a different way. What I love, it starts with the infant. I love their connection. Like you think, gosh, they're doing nothing but keeping me up all night. But really, if you take a moment, you can connect with even an infant. There's beautiful things that happens in their brain, your brain when you connect. Moving into toddlers, know and mind. Most parents are like, I can't believe they're doing that. I'm like, these are the best 2 words. Because think about it, they have an opinion. Then we know we have kids who can recognize their emotions and they can express that. So really, it's powerful to honor that. You move into preschool where everything is about, I'm going to dress up. You're my best friend. You're not my best friend. and they are so excited to move into play groups and have cooperative play. The aha moments are rapid in that age span. They are just every day something is new. And if we could just see it through their eyes, we forget, right? We are bogged down in the adultness of our lives. But if we could just take a step back and remember some of that aha, that discovery, the wonder. Copy.
Not planned.
The wonder. Pause and see the wonder. There really is nothing like it. And so when I'm around a child, like these beads I'm wearing, I had a little girl one time, she wanted to make this color at our booth. And so we made it together, and to watch her discover that she could just figure out how to make the color. I don't know. To me, that's just like better than the lottery. I love it. It gets me going.
And I think on on my best day, you see the wonder, right? And you see the excitement. Like a few weeks ago, my daughter was sitting in a pile of sand, just dumping it on her head.
Yes.
Right. And I'm like, this is beautiful because we have nowhere to go. You're not crossing and it's so, if nothing else in these early years, you start to see like, oh, I have some problems with the way that she's trying to interact with the world. The other day she comes and tries to hand me a bug, and I'm like, I'm not that mom, but
you do have to watch your facial expressions. If you're very expressive like me, you have to go, oh, a bug. I wonder where we could put that bug. Let's build a home for that bug. Not in my hand, but somewhere else.
Exactly.
So you do. And the biggest thing is even the dumping the sand on her head. That's beautiful. You have to have the space to do it. Like if you're not a messy mom, take it outside. Right. Put them in the bathtub. Yeah. There are places you can do it if you're not a messy mom. They need the sensory. The other thing, it isn't empty. Play is purposeful. Play is building their brain. So you've got to recognize that this isn't instead of school, it is their school. Right. So you really have to just give them the opportunity to learn. You're the facilitator. Right. That's what you are.
That's so good. I stumbled onto all of your things a few months ago, and I was in that space of okay, well, she's 2. Let's get some curriculum. Let's sit her down.
Yes.
And you just kind of take all that away, and you're like, just let them play.
Let them be little.
Right. And if anything, that was such a relief. I was like, good, I don't have to teach her the alphabet at 2 years old. And 4.
You know what? Most kids don't even learn to read by knowing the alphabet. They learn to read because you love books, and you read books to them, and you talk about everything, and you explain everything on their level, and then they realize, oh my goodness, words have purpose. Yeah. They love their name. Yeah. Oh, they love their name. They want to read their name and spell their name. Yeah. So you write it everywhere. That's how you get kids to love to read.
That's so good. And we have a ton of people in our show who have a lot of kids 5 and under.
Yes.
So while we're talking about the excitement and the wonder and it's exciting, could you give some encouragement or some advice to those moms and dads who might have 2 under 2 or 5 under 5, whatever? Right. For those who are like, I've lost the wonder. Like, I just want this season to end. What would you say to those parents who just feel like they're kind of burnt out?
I mean, I get it. Here's the reality. They got, I think it's 6,584 days, something like that, from the time they're born till the time they turn 18.
That's so short when you say it like that.
It's so short, and it is a blink. As I said, my baby just turned 18 last week, and I found myself very teary. Like, I'm not teary about him graduating high school, but there's something about turning 18 that I know that we're coming to, not the end, because I will tell you, those 20-year-olds can call you like nobody's business.
The 30-year-olds are easily as needy.
Oh, yes, sister, yes. But it is brief. If you need a break, take it. There's no shame in asking a friend to swap off. There's no shame in hiring a babysitter. There's no shame in putting them in preschool for a little while. Listen, you have permission to do it all. If you need it, do what's best, because if you are not mentally, emotionally, spiritually okay, it's going to be much harder for you to care for those babies. Right. So know yourself and know what you need, but know with them, all they want to do is connect with you. Yeah. Their behavior is communication. So if you can not take it personally and think that they're having their 4th potty accident just to get you, they're not. Yeah. But they are maybe communicating they need some more time with you, or they're not ready. Maybe it's I'm not ready for this. And so again, if you can try your best to have a spirit of lightheartedness instead of everything is like major. Like as parents, often it's major. Right. It really isn't major. Right. It isn't. Honor their feelings too, because they have big feelings, and recognize that. And by recognizing and saying, wow, that temper tantrum. I see your big feelings. Listen, one time I walked around Target and gave Starbucks gift cards to every mom I saw dealing with the tantrum. I really did. Because in the moment, you're like, this is my life. Yep. And I wanted this. Yep. Like, what was I thinking? But it's fleeting. It really is fleeting. And you're emotionally and physically exhausted. Man, I bet most of you wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade it. I wouldn't trade it for the world. As exhausted as I am, I wouldn't trade it. So hang on.
That's so good. And I love what you said about taking a break. Like, send them to grandparents, send them to a good friend.
Send them to me. I'll take your babies.
Hey, that's an invite. Our daughter's with her Yaya and Pops this week. And right before, it's been the busiest season with this event.
Yes.
And, there's something when we're busy and we're stressed that they sense. And I have been away from her almost 7 days. And that moment of seeing her run, her sticky little hands back, and just you're like, okay, Lord, you have refreshed my spirit. You are connected to your children, even if it doesn't feel like them. You love them unconditionally, even when you don't like them in the moment.
You are so right. So listen to this wild idea that I have. I think every mother should take a vacation by herself.
Wow. Yes.
By herself once a year. And I have had several mothers do it over the years of sharing that idea. It doesn't have to be grand. It can go to a hotel. Don't stay at your house, though, because you'll clean and you'll do all the things. Leave. I had one mom go to Disney World by herself. I kid you not. And she sent me pictures. It was so great. I went to Florida by myself. Several times I've gone on trips by myself because there's nothing like it. Because you aren't giving yourself to anyone and you can truly be refreshed. And it is the best investment you make so that when you go back home, you do see those little, even your partner, you see them fresh. Everybody looks a little better. You feel stronger and better. It makes a world of difference. I would highly suggest it. Truly.
And these younger years, it's not bad for the child to stay with Yaya or stay with whomever for a few days.
Not only is it not bad, it's good. It's good to have small deposits from other people. We have lots of people who love our children. Friends. I mean, we had good friends. Now, I didn't leave my kids randomly, but there were some real close friends that became like family, and we would swap off so that we could go on vacations or do things. And it really does help heal yourself in your relationship, keep that going. So I highly recommend that.
That's good. I always say my 2-year-old needs a break from me just as much as we sometimes.
I mean, let's be honest. They probably do.
She gives me a look and she'll keep, stop.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm sure we could talk our kids and everything all day. But if they want to get involved with you and they're sitting there like, I've got a preschooler and I want to start doing something with them, getting involved, where do they even begin? They could do Pinterest, they could do Google all day long, but my goodness, those moms just make it look so easy. You are real. You're realistic.
I'm real.
Yeah.
Listen, if you do nothing else, run the bathwater. Let them take a bath. Go outside. Sensory is probably the number one thing they need in their early years because it is so linked to synapses being formed. It's the thing that they need to do math and science later. Other than that, let them go in your closet and dress up. Dress up, pretend play is the thing they need for executive function to make decisions later. They need art. Oh my gosh, art can be so easy. It can be whipping cream, shaving cream, pudding that's probably been sitting in your cabinet that you're never going to use. Let them paint with it. It should be process oriented. It shouldn't be modeling it for them. It should really let them express themselves. It doesn't have to be grand. Open the cabinets. Let them pull the pots out. Let them cook with you. Let them clean with you. Bring them into your life. It doesn't take much. Read, and read some more.
I love that. And I love that you didn't say, go spend thousands of dollars on all of the things all to make it Instagrammable, right? That's my generation.
Right. I mean, we wrote our curriculum is beautiful. It has lots of pictures for your generation. But really, if you were to see the ones I took at my house, it is just usually kids in the backyard playing, kids with shaving cream. It's me saying yes. Mom, I want to paint. Okay, let's make it happen. How do I do it? Say why not instead of why. You know, when they come to you, Mom, can I do this? Don't go, why do you want to do that? Why not? Why not? Yeah, I can do that. I can pull that off. Yeah. That's all it takes.
That's so good. So most people think when they come to a homeschool convention that it is for the elementary or the high school age. But what is the value of someone coming into this world? If you know that's what you want to do, if you're curious, what can people expect at a convention for those who have maybe kids 5 and under? Like, what do you see here when you're here?
Well, I think it's so great because you have speakers like myself who talk brain development. I mean, again, I'm a child development specialist. I worked in the schools and preschools before I did this. I did it with my own children. You're going to have experts. I mean, not that I'm an expert. Listen, hot mess. Remember, big thing, hot mess. But I've been there, done that, researched it a lot. Yeah. know that it works. You're going to hear from us. We're going to encourage you. We're going to tell you the things that worked for us that didn't. Hopefully that'll save you some time and frustration as well. There's so much in those early years. Again, you've got to think of 0 to 7 really as the foundation, because kids learn concretely. They learn by using their senses in that age. Here in the exhibit hall, they have all kinds of manipulatives that are beneficial. There are things you can purchase, resources you can see, sessions you can attend. They're going to talk to all of that.
Yeah, that's really good. And in these years where, you know, when you have kids 7 and younger, get with like-minded people who are in the same boat. Like, it's even just sitting here with you, feeling your passion for this. It's such a refresher of like, these are the years that people miss.
And they're the years that matter, because most of a child's character is developed by age 7.
Wow.
7, their character and their brain. So you've got, again, those synapses, if you don't do them through play, your brain has to work around how it's naturally wired. So I would dare say they're the most important years. And if you skip it, then your child will forever have to work around these natural wirings.
Powerful thought.
Yeah.
It's so grounding as well to say, oh, okay.
And it's so easy. Yeah. And it really is play. Yeah. They just see it as play. And actually, if you can have that attitude throughout elementary and high school, you're going to do wonders for your kids. If you can train them that way in a playful attitude, follow their passions, they're never going to know they went to school. They're going to graduate high school and think, all I did was like play and follow my passion. And you're going to be like, right on, you know.
And they're probably going to
get a scholarship to college.
Exactly, exactly. They're going to be the valedictorian in college.
Truly, they are.
And they're just going to say, my mom,
because they're self-starters. They're critical thinkers. That's what that type of education does.
That's awesome. Yeah. And it takes the pressure off of parents to think that we've got to teach them the science. And I mean,
it is. All of that is in it. It all can be done in a hands-on, playful spirit. I mean, all of the things will be taught. It just looks out of the box. Yeah. You got to think a little out of the box.
That's so good. So we've got a couple more minutes. So I'm going to let you do a plug. So you have tons of resources.
Yeah, sure.
How do people get connected with you? What can they find on your website? Tell us about that.
Yeah, the homegrownpreschooler.com. We've got a podcast called Play Skillfully where we talk a lot about this. We do have a curriculum. Listen, I'm not going to be the girl to push the curriculum. I'll probably give it away. Who wants it? You want it? I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you. I'm the worst marketing person. But I will say, if you need a guide, it's a beautiful guide. Yeah. It's picture rich. It has everything planned out. It covers every area, socially, emotionally, cognitively. We've got math and science, hands-on, outside. We've even got a character trait we work on. It really does cover everything. The book, The Homegrown Preschooler, it's all there. homegrownpreschooler.com.
Wonderful. Well, this was so encouraging.
Thanks,
I love
Chelsea,
sitting down
so
with
good.
you. Guys, thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
I think we've got one more show after this, and then we're getting ready to do the wrap-up party here in Fort Worth. It has flown by. But, Kathy, thank you again for being on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, guys. We'll see you soon.
Thank you for joining us live from the Fort Worth Convention Center in Fort Worth, Texas.
We hope you are leaving encouraged, equipped, and empowered to take on this week as an intentional parent.
Be sure to subscribe on YouTube and never miss an episode.
No matter where you are in your journey, we are here to support you. Make sure to check out our website at conventions.thsc.org. Come join our community.
This has been the Texas Homeschool Convention Show. Have a request for who you'd like to be on our show? Email us at events@thsc.org and tell us more. We always love hearing from you. We will see you next week.